Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Liverpool next striker right under their nose after Marmoush transfer links came to nothing. Liverpool were linked heavily with Marmoush prior to his move to Man City, but they are now reportedly interested in his former strike partner. Liverpool look set to be in the market for a new striker this summer, with both Darwin Núñez and Diogo Jota failing to fully convince under Arne Slot. The Uruguayan, who has struggled for starting opportunities under the Dutchman, could be moved on after 3 years at Anfield. Ahead of facing Leicester City this weekend, Slot offered two key attributes when he was asked what he looks for from a number 9, goals and work rate. "You want the difficult answer of the simple answer," he said. "The simple answer is goals, that's why you play a forward. He needs to produce goals, but apart from that, in modern-day football, a number 9 needs to work hard and be part of an intense pressing team." If you look at the teams now playing in the semi-final of the Champions League, all 11 players work their off. So, that is also what I'm expecting from our number 9, that he's part of an intense pressing team. But in the end it's helpful that the number 9 of Liverpool scores goals. That perhaps tells its own story for why Liverpool will be in the market for a new centre-forward this summer. While they are the highest scorers in the Premier League with 74 goals, Jota and Núñez have only scored 6 and 5 times respectively in the English top flight this season. The Reds have been linked with new forwards all season long, with Newcastle United's Alexander-Arnold grabbing the most transfer gossip column space since the January transfer window. But prior to that, Marmoush was perhaps the forward linked most following a prolific first half of the season with Eintracht Frankfurt, as reports suggested Liverpool were scouting the Egyptian, having returned 17 goals and 6 assists for Frankfurt from 41 appearances last year. He was in even better form this season, with the forward returning 20 goals and 14 assists from just 26 appearances for the club. With Liverpool previously moving for Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo in the winters of 2022 and 2023, having feared on missing out on the pair if they had not, transfer-hungry supporters perhaps hoped for a repeat in January. Yet considering the Reds already possessed 6 forwards, though both Núñez and Federico Chiesa had been linked with exits, a mid-season swoop was not anticipated. Sure enough, when Man City instead made their move for Marmoush, there was never any suggestion of Liverpool rivaling the reigning Premier League champions. Completing a £59 million switch to the Etihad towards the end of January, the 26-year-old has enjoyed a lively start to his City career with 7 goals and an assist from 14 appearances. And by moving mid-season, City have ensured they will not need to enter the market for a new striker in the summer at a time when Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester United are expected to all pursue new number 9s. So if not Marmoush, then who could be the answer for the Reds? Well, perhaps the answer is rather close at the Egyptians' former home. While the forward is still the joint third leading goal scorer in the Bundesliga, 15 league goals, behind Harry Kane and Patrick Schick, his former strike partner Hugo Ekitike is only just behind him, 14 goals. Liverpool have also found themselves regularly linked with the 22-year-old in 2025, with the Frenchman boasting 21 goals and 9 assists from 43 appearances in all competitions this season. Frankfurt often played Ekitike alongside Marmoush up front during the first half of the season, as both flourished in front of goal even if it was the Egyptian who grabbed more headlines across the continent. But now still thriving as a lone striker, the France under-21s international looks set to be a highly sought forward this summer. Quick and powerful, standing at 6'3", Ekitike certainly knows where the goal is, while he also thrives when dribbling with the ball, creating chances for teammates and dropping deep to receive possession. Stay tuned for all the latest updates, reactions, and transfer news from Anfield. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Liverpool content. Our second news is Arne Slot provides Trent Alexander-Arnold Liverpool contract update after double deal agreed. Trent Alexander-Arnold will become a free agent this summer if he doesn't sign a contract extension. Arne Slot has yet again refused to be drawn on speculation around Trent Alexander-Arnold's future at Liverpool, insisting that all discussions with the fullback will be kept in-house. The England regular will become a free agent this summer, as things stand, unless a contract extension can be agreed. The 26-year-old was one of 3 players set to be out of contract at Anfield on July 1, although that was before Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk signed new 2-year deals with the club earlier this month. But despite the recent positive news surrounding Salah and Van Dijk, Slot was refusing to give anything away as far as Alexander-Arnold's future was concerned. In an interview with Sky Sports, asked by former Liverpool vice-captain-turned-TV pundit, Jamie Carragher, if there was an update on Alexander-Arnold's situation, Slot said, "Yeah, I think, my answer is always, you know my answer, . We prefer to talk about announcements, not about how things are going in the contract negotiations." An injured Alexander-Arnold has not featured for Liverpool since the Champions League exit at the hands of PSG on March 11. However, his chances of featuring for the Reds before the end of the campaign were given a welcome boost on Friday afternoon as he returned to first-team training at the AXA training center. "What I do know is that Trent is back on the pitch and training with us again," added Slot. Stay tuned for all the latest updates, reactions, and transfer news from Anfield. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Liverpool content. Our last news is Virgil van Dijk deal even more important after 5-0 nightmare for Liverpool's £70 million replacement. How on earth would Arne Slot's Liverpool cope without 2 bona fide Premier League greats in Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk? That was the question occupying the minds and dominating the water-cooler conversations of many a Liverpool fan over the last few months. The potential departures of both their top scorer and their captain casting a cloud over an otherwise sunny Merseyside sky. Fortunately, it is a question the Liverpool faithful can now kick down the road for another couple of years. Because, after Mo Salah signed a new 2-year deal at Anfield last week, Virgil van Dijk committed his future to the Premier League champions in waiting. With Liverpool potentially saving themselves up to £200 million in high-cost replacements, Slot's hopes of a sustained period of success in the Reds' dugout suddenly look a lot more realistic. And as one of the reported Van Dijk successors under consideration endured a nightmare evening in Newcastle, less than 24 hours before the Dutchman put pen to paper, tying down their £75 million superstar feels increasingly like a potentially milestone moment in Slot's journey. Mark Gahey disaster as Liverpool confirm Virgil van Dijk's stay. According to BBC Sport, had Van Dijk opted to bring the curtain down on a successful spell on Merseyside, Liverpool may have turned to Mark Gahey of Crystal Palace. The 6-time European champions wanted a defender with a proven track record playing as a left-sided central defender in a back four. That is the role Gahey has made his own for Palace, and hopes to do for England under Thomas Tuchel. Now, one bad game does not equal a bad defender. Even Van Dijk has endured his share of off days, albeit fewer than most. Yet, in the week in which Van Dijk chose to stay put, Gahey's error-riddled display during a 5-0 humiliation at St James' Park will have done little to quell the suggestion that replacing Van Dijk like for like was an almost impossible task. Newcastle saw no fewer than 4 bids, including one of an eye-watering £65 million, rejected in pursuit of Gahey last summer. It will be interesting indeed to see if the Magpies return with a 5th a year later. If Wednesday's trip to Tyneside represented an audition of sorts in front of his longtime admirers, it was one Gahey failed miserably. Gahey nets another own goal against longtime suitors Newcastle United. Bizarrely, as Gahey turned Harvey Barnes' cross into the net during a first half in which Newcastle racked up 4 goals without reply, a defender valued at around the same world record fee Liverpool paid for Van Dijk doubled his tally of own goals against Eddie Howe's Highflyers during the 2024-25 campaign. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC.